Okay, prior to doing your self-portrait or portrait, if you're doing a drawing of Mr. Dietrich, if you didn't send me your picture, you need to create a grid. So your photo will already have a grid on it. It's 5 boxes down and 4 boxes across. So there's 20 boxes total. So we're basically doing that same grid on this large piece of tag board, just going to be larger, obviously. So there's only about 10 templates, so you guys are going to have to share these. The first thing you're going to do is lightly outline the entire template. Outline rectangle. And this whole thing should be drawn lightly as it will be erased. And then you're just going to extend these little hash marks that we will eventually connect with a ruler. Try to be as precise as possible. It's really important that these squares match up to your photograph so that everything is proportional. Going to grab a ruler real fast. The wooden rulers are straighter than the orange rulers, so use your ruler. Don't hit your friends, don't hit your table. Just use it to make these lines nice, straight, and light. I didn't have you put your names on it yet, just in case you mess up. Your name can actually just go on the top corner. But I would wait till you're finished. Make sure you have nice, even squares. Take your time doing this so that your drawing looks as realistic as possible. So write your name in 8th period or 6th period, whatever period you are. And here we have our 20 boxes. Should look similar to your portrait. Prior to transferring all of the lines like you did on the Kevin Love grid, it's important that you outline them. So depending on the darkness of your picture or the coloring, you might want to use black or blue. It's kind of hard to see this red on his face, but I can use the red down here. You're basically just outlining all of the features. Outline the eyebrows, the eyes, the collar on his shirt, maybe the lines on his face, the outline of his chin. And that's just to kind of help you see it better. Don't outline the nose per se. Maybe you could do one side of it. When you outline noses, it tends to look a little bit too cartoony. You can outline the hairline like you did on the Kevin Love. And over there. That's just to kind of help you get a grasp on what exactly you're transferring. I'll do his eyebrows with a pencil. All right, so you can see if you look up close, I have most of those things outlined. Lips I should outline. Teeth are a little bit difficult too. So don't create an exact outline of all the teeth. You're just going to create an outline of maybe the area underneath the teeth. See, when you draw on that, it doesn't look good. If you erase, you're going to erase part of the picture, so I'm just going to kind of outline the area where the whole set of teeth were, as if it were like a Invisalign tray. So once you're finished outlining, you're going to number them. So the top is going to be numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and the side is going to be letters A, B, C, D, and E. I'll label it identical on this, and this will help you conceptualize the grid. Some of you might not need it, but it really does help a lot of you. So if I go to box A2, which is this one, I'm going to start sketching lightly with this hairline, and it's going to come down to about here. So I'm looking at where it ends and just kind of connecting the lines. And then this one is going to start here and come to about here. And then I'm going to B3, so B3, which is here. This really helps with the facial features too. And so you're basically just going to go square by square and draw the outline of everything. Don't worry about coloring anything in yet. We're going to end up painting these, so don't color in the hair or the eyebrows or anything like that. And then once you go to do the features like the eyes and the mouth, You might even want to break this up. I know that the eye is in the lower half, almost right in the middle of this square, but sometimes it's even easier to, you can measure it if you want it to be exact, make a small grid within this grid, within this square, so B3, and then I can see that the eye is a little bit in the lower left quadrant, but mostly in the lower right quadrant, just so that you have correct placement. Eyes are really important that you have the correct placement on. So eventually you'll just have an outline mimicking this. Once you're finished with everything, that'll be Sharpied and the background grid will be erased. I don't expect most of you guys to get that far today though, but everyone's grid and outline should be started today and hopefully starting to get completed near the end of class. Here's one that I started as another example, so that's kind of how it's going to start looking. Don't trim this off yet. We will paint to the edges, so you don't have to trim this, and then just make sure that your pictures are safe in your sketchbook or your portfolio. I'm not going to be printing any more of them, so make sure you don't lose them. You'll need them for the painting portion too.